Welcome back. Well, we're going on quite the emotional roller coaster ride here. First, after the grief of Stellar's death. It turns out she's not actually dead. It was all a setup. Probably intended to kidnap us after the kidnapping on Polysorbate failed. But Stellar got in the way and they took her instead. Well, I guess the prudent thing to do would be to tell the captain. Whom I suspect is on the bridge. I'm surprised Roger even has clearance to go there, but anyway, I guess the bridge needs cleaning too once in a while. There's the captain. I like his, well, hard to call it chair. This is a weird-looking fellow.
That's Dorf, the ship's chief of security.
And from the looks of things, he's rather short-sighted.
This is the bridge, the very nerve center of the SCS Deep Ship 86. The enormous deep ship cost millions of buckazoids to build, stretches on and on seemingly without end, and limps along at a snail's pace. Sort of like the first Star Trek movie.
Ba-doom-tsh. It's actually hard to see when Kilbasa is sitting there, but the control panel directly in front of him. Oh, somebody else wants to use that thing. Okay. The control panel directly in front of him, you can see it when he's not sitting there, in some of the previous cutscenes for instance, is actually an SNES controller.
That's Commander Kielbassa's command center. No, wait, it's his scratching post. No, it's his command center.
It's probably both.
Scratching post. Wait, kids, don't fight. It's both.
Oh, that explains the tears, I guess.
With these controls, Commander Kielbassa can adjust the elevation, tilt, rotation, and firmness level of his command center.
Cool.
And if you put in a quarter, it'll massage 320 different acupressure points.
Even cooler. Can we use that?
Yeah, you rearrange the commander's chair and he'll rearrange you.
I guess not.
That's Commander Kielbassa, dummy.
I knew that.
That's the schematic diagram of Deep Ship 86. This is the bridge, sort of like...
We already heard that.
This is the engineering station where the power grids and engines are constantly monitored to make sure they're within StarCon spec. Or at least somewhere around a point close to an approximation of the same general idea of StarCon spec.
Sounds like Cliffy's style of engineering is the norm around StarCon.
This is the communication station. All intra-ship, ship-to-ship, and ship-to-surface communications are routed through this terminal. Except when the communications officer is too busy leaving Juvenile, my M5 Multitronic unit is more powerful than your old Daystrom laptop messages on internet.
Didn't the M5 try to kill someone in Star Trek, or am I confusing that?
That's the communication officer.
He would probably have picked up that message from Stellar then.
This is the science station, housing the advanced sensor systems, extended computer reference modules, and pattern detectors. This station houses the security and tactical arrays.
And the view
The
screen.
main view screen is filled with stars and distant galaxies, representing untold scores of civilizations and a vast amount of untapped knowledge that could reshape the way we think of time and space. But more importantly, you're proud to notice that your new squeegee didn't leave any streaks.
Yes, yes, yes. Untold civilizations. Mostly it's just monolith burger joints, isn't it? Anyway, we should probably tell the captain about the message we got from Stellar.
Commander Kilbasa, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I've just received a distress message on my compost. And it was from Stellar.
Wilco, have you been whiffing cleaning fluid again?
Yes, but that's not the point.
I'm absolutely as sane as I've ever been. She's being held on Delta Berxilon by Sharpay.
Wilco, do you realize how irrational that sounds? We buried Stellar. You were there. Maybe you need a rest. Take a couple of hours off.
Sir.
Wilco, we have our orders from StarCon and we'll be carrying them out. Drop it, Janitor. Leave the bridge now, Wilco. I've made my decision. Janitor Wilco, you must have something to clean up somewhere. Make yourself scarce. We're very busy up here.
What an asshole. Maybe he, Admiral Toolman, and Sharpay are all in league. Can you look at this control panel, by the way?
With these controls, Commander Kielbasa can override navigational subsystems, access ship-wide computer functions, perform sensor sweeps, and get to level 6 of Super Nunzio World.
Very important. Maybe the communications officer knows something about the message.
You get a jump on senility.
Except we can't actually talk to
You
him.
get a jump.
How about,
You
Dwarf?
get a jump on senility.
Nope. Well, I guess it's up to us to rescue Stellar, which means we need a way to get off this ship. For which I suppose the transporter would be the most logical thing to use. Let's see what happens if we go there. There's the transporter robot.
This droid is the teleporter station technician. It's all business.
I don't really see the point in having a robot operating a computer.
This is the transporter control panel. The droid assigned here handles all transport duties from this station. The transport alcove contains transport pads for up to 5 crew members and/or supplies. Above each is a subatomic particle scanner. The transport room is a very important place aboard any StarCon ship, and for safety reasons tends to be one of the cleanest. You ought to know.
Yes, I remember a very unfortunate incident with a fly.
Due to its proximity within the ship, many of the superstructure elements of Deep Ship pass through the transport chamber. You'll probably remember this quite well, since escaping from dangerous situations. After all, it is your forte.
Indeed. Can we ask him to beam us down?
It's interested only in its job. It has not one speck of personality. In fact, it could make you look like the life of any party.
Can we beam down ourselves?
I wouldn't try that if I were you. He may not react too favorably.
No. What happens if we just walk over here? Beam me down.
It's interested only...
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to find another way off this ship. What else could be useful? The Shuttle Bay. Take a shuttle back to Delta Berxilon so we can rescue Stellar. Those two guys don't look very friendly.
Magnum Opus belongs to an elite StarCon fighting forces called the Flying Flingers, FF for short. That's Chesbro, one of the Shuttle Bay guards. This is the entrance to the Shuttle Bay. Since the Shuttle Bay is a hazardous area, and since visiting dignitaries often pass through these doors, security is extremely tight here. This handy-dandy scrolling board announces incoming and outgoing shuttles. During the quieter stretches, it's also used to display the scores when they hold donkey basketball games in the Shuttle Bay.
Useful. And it looks like he's eating donuts.
A nice fatty donut. Magnum will probably scarf this down. After all, he needs to maintain his boyish tub-o'-guts figure.
Can we get a donut? I want a donut.
That's delightfully non-helpful.
I guess not. Maybe we can just ask them to let us through.
Magnum doesn't talk. He fancies himself to be like one of those Buckingham Palace types.
Yeah, I can clearly see the resemblance there.
You consider saying hi until you remember how dedicated he is to his job, and you wouldn't want him to get in trouble for slacking off while on duty. I wonder why you don't worry about that for yourself.
Good question. Let's just go through.
No amount of brute strength can pry these doors apart, even if you had some. An interesting thought, but you wouldn't want to give him the wrong idea about your intentions. I really don't think that's a good idea. He's not the touchy-feely type.
Is that a button?
It's one of two buttons you must push simultaneously to open the Shuttle Bay door.
Well, that sucks.
An interesting idea. What are you up to, Roger? An interesting idea.
I'm up to trying to get it into the Shuttle Bay. What the hell's going on with all these messages? We need some way of getting rid of the guards. What do we have? Maybe they'd like a dead fish.
Boy, wouldn't it be cool if that really worked?
Sure would be. Maybe we can inject him with morphine.
It would appear that merging those two items is not a good idea.
Maybe we can inject his donuts with morphine.
That's an interesting idea. Not a good one, but interesting nonetheless.
Nope. Too bad. Roger's such a wimp. If only there was a way he could quickly learn an effective martial arts technique that would knock out nearly anyone. If only there were, I don't know, some sort of program on the holodeck that could teach you that. Wait a second. I'm having an idea here. But you're going to have to wait until the next video.